Hello and welcome to another edition of the Eternal Journey. I'm That Resolves, and today we're viewing the Scourge of both ladders. So Xenan Strangers seems to have taken off on both Expedition and Throne, but we're going to take a look at Expedition at the minute. I think that's a little bit more interesting to me as a farmer. I don't have to worry about that cat, the 3-5 nonsense one. But I do like this deck. It's got quite a lot going on. So this is a slightly different version from what I think most people are playing, but I think it's well set up for the mirror. It's got a few pieces in it that I believe are making that so. So we've got Rectifier, which when we play it is going to silence a thing, and it gets to silence two things. Silencing the opponent's strangers is really good. And also because this is a cultist, when it dies, it is going to give, an effect to our High Prophet of Sol, as well as having the backdoor out of being able to re-silence something, because we can deal damage with this and then sacrifice Ark of Sol, and then we get the Shade and we're able to pay the 2 to silence another thing. What's got Strange Navigator, this is really great in late games. Sometimes if you get to have a Traver's Farm play, your opponent's got one in play as well, you can just play Strange Navigator for free, pay the 9, just draw 5 cards from your void. They're all going to be a little bit bigger, and often most of the strangers are going to have killer, so when you actually play them you're going to get a lot of value. Got Makkar Stranger, again, I kind of hate this card existing, but that's more because of the way it feels to have cards stolen from you, rather than if this was just like a straight draw card, I'd probably feel a lot better about it than I do when it steals, because this also makes the mirrors absolutely nonsense. But in a lot of matchups I will actively fetch Makkar Stranger rather than Grodov Stranger, but we'll see, depending on what matchups we're going to be playing against. In the mirror we do generally want to be playing for Grodov Stranger. Against anything aggressive I like Makkar Stranger because it gets a steal card, give it killer, and then kill 2 things, which is just really great if you're ever behind. So let's get onto the ladder and throw some games. Okay, well, here we are on the draw, and I do kind of like this. I do like Magnificent Stranger quite a lot. These in multiples as well. Let you do some really messed up things. But I think I will keep this. It's not the best hand, but our influence is fixed in multiple ways. If our opponent just doesn't play anything on their second turn that can block, I'll probably just fire off the Crack the Earth and try and do the old classic of Ark of Sol. But I suppose I'll wait. We don't desperately need to do anything quite yet. And I do kind of like my hand, so there's nothing I want to really get rid of. Okay, so Coda's playing this like an armory deck, in which case I'm going to imagine that Defile's not going to be great here. Okay, playing Armorsmith. So we can't get a free attack in, so we're just not going to. I'm not really incentivized to just throw cards away quite yet. But then next turn we can play a Shadow Source and just play another Magnificent Stranger, make the next thing cost 4 less. Okay, this is a bit annoying, but I think we'll just fetch Shadow Source and then Defile this just to make things cost cheaper. Opponent does have the free block, but I'm kind of fine for this next turn. Maybe we could have just rectified that just so it wasn't an issue, but I guess we can save Rectify for something a little bit bigger, especially if our opponent plays their own Stranger, which they probably do if they're playing an Armory deck, because the Recano Stranger is actually really good. And it's a Stranger that, unlike our Strangers, won't actually give us any value because we're not playing any weapons unless we somehow manage to steal one. Oh, okay, so that's a nice one to get cheaper. I'm going to try and spike by making another Stranger cost 5 less by just playing this first. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll reunite here. I've also got some sort of fast effect. Oh, well, this is going to be perhaps one of our next draws. So I think we'll keep this in our deck, because I think the way this works is this doesn't shuffle after. That's going to be the top thing that we should be drawing that isn't a power. So I'm going to grab a different one. So I think we'll actually grab Grodov Stranger because there shouldn't be any mass removal in this format. So I'll grab this, and then we know that in the next turn or two we're going to be drawing the 0 cost. Okay, this can attack sites directly. Okay, we're going for this instead. And it is a 4/12. But we're going to potentially just be banishing that. Okay, well, let's... I'll use it here. Then I think I'm just going to... So how much does it cost? 5? Yeah, let's just try and steal a power. Okay, well, I got our opponent's die show, which is actually really nice. But let's banish this. Just get rid of that. I think we can attack them for free. If our opponent wants to kill this, then, I mean, we can still block if we need to. But this way we kind of don't really need to. What I mean by is, if our opponent kills our Makkar Stranger, we've still got like something we can do. We'll probably keep the die show low, just because he's, well, pretty good at just lights out in your opponent. Yep, that's fine. And I think in this matchup, I'm just going to trade away with Rectifier. We've not got any free drops. Oh, we do. We've got Jade Horn. Oh, fantastic news. Let's get Rectifier, and we'll just get Eremot's Machinations. Just block here. Opponent shouldn't have a way to give this like overwhelm or anything like that. But this Machinations will end up being quite good. Especially, say we survive with like Grodov Stranger in play. I guess we'll just Stranger's Mark here. We generally don't want to Stranger's Mark our opponent's units. Just because they do have the option to be able to... We're not going to attack this turn actually. Because I do want to really pop this off. Just because then our opponents, if their units are strangers, we're not able to kill them with our Makkar Stranger, which is something we do want to be doing. Okay, so opponents having a little think about what they're doing here. I think it might be worth at some point just like laying down the Crack the Earth just to be able to get the Ark of the Sol going. Because we do kind of want to get our 5th power. Also, keeping this alive is good for our 5th power. Okay, so our opponent's fetching back that 5, which is, you know, fairly reasonable. But well, if we play Grodov Stranger, we get to play a power. We don't quite have a 1/2/3 that we can fetch back with Machinations yet. We could just kill this straight away. I think we're going to do that. So if we fetch Grodov's Burden, eventually we'll be able to tuck the weapon. Oh, we don't have the sight in here, do we? I'm just thinking about the standard version gives us... Never mind. Well, let's get Striking Snake formation. And I guess we'll go in for the attack and then just attempt to Eremot's Machinations, just get a bunch of value back in play so we can pressure that weapon that our opponent's got. Okay, they're letting us have it, so... Let's just make Stranger. If our opponent silences this, that's kind of a problem, but they don't lose the weapon. We also don't lose our unit, which is fine. We can attack the site if they want, but we've already got 6 power, so we're kind of okay here. But otherwise, we'll just play Striking Snake formation, which is kind of good in this board. And also sets us up to have a really good Machinations. I'd have perhaps done that the other way around, but... because we know they've got the weapon. They could have silenced this and vanquished this. Okay, well, our opponent's probably got a fast spell that deals some damage then, I'm guessing. Oh, there we go. This did make our Machinations worse by tucking back in, but I think that's kind of fine. So let's play Makkar Stranger, just steal something from our opponent. Oh yes, Master's Blade, sick. So actually, I'm going to do this. This makes something cost cheaper, and then we can attack with the Xenan Cultist. And then we're able to double ramp up by sacrificing this. Because High Prophet sees this happening, and then we get to put power into play. This way, this costs 7 in total, so if we need to do that. Yeah, reasonable attack. Oh yes, 2 cost Distillation. I think we'll attack first. Because there's no charge in my deck anyway. So we make the next thing cost a little bit less before we do this. Okay, well. Let's just draw a bunch of cards. Let's play fair. We did get to steal the Jawbone Greatsword. Nice. Nearly 69. Oh, it gets a Dream Crush potentially. So this hand could kind of stink if we just get stuck on like 3 or 4 power. So I am going to ship this, even though we get to be kind of aggressive with Strange Navigator. Just having like multiple 6 drops when we've not got the power to support. Yep, we are going to 6 because that's kind of stinky as well. And yeah, this kind of works out. It's not the greatest, but we should be able to make a fairly quick Grodov Stranger. Depending on what our opponent does, maybe we'll tuck away the Rectifier if we don't need it. Okay, so could very well just be dragons. What's good against dragons? And I think that... I'm going to skip on that just to ramp. Oops, not do that. We want to do... Oh, we can't double ramp then, can we? Well, I guess we just do this anyway. I was just thinking, can we play the thing? No, we can't. So, we get to fix our influence, but we don't get to really fix our power here, unfortunately. But like our hand, we're going to be able to pull back into it just with the needs Distillation anyway. Unfortunately, we can't play double High Prophet Sol. So it's fine. Like, trading 1 for 1 obviously is worse for us when we mulliganed, but if we draw another power, we're just going to play Grodov Stranger. Skycrack probably not going to have a super great way of dealing with that, and then we can silence whatever their play is. Okay, so Dragon's fine. Do we just need his Distillation and just draw 3? I think we actually don't. I think we go for the silence, and then when our opponent attacks, we're just going to block with the Rectifier. That should give us an additional power for our next turn. Now, our opponent might see through this plan and then just kill this again. But if they kill this, it also lets us silence this if we really want to. And I think actually we might just play Big Boy Grodov Stranger. This doesn't kill Acidonis, which means that they are potentially going to be able to, if they've got like another say, they'll be able to deal 6 damage. This is interesting. We could trade here and then we get the spell off them as well. I think that's fine rather than taking 8. Because I'm pretty sure, I've realised my mistake after I made it, that this is probably just going to die now. But now if they've only got like a limited amount of burn spells, well, like Cinder Clutch, then we're going to Distillate. Are we going for a shoot a thing and counter? I think that we are pretty dead here then. If they just go for like Unseal or Backlash or whichever counter spell it is in this format. Yeah, Unseal. Okay, well, we'll just go for Traver's Farm and we'll just fetch something that can kind of start cleaning this up. So I'm going to go for Makkar Stranger. Then if we draw a killer effect, we'll be able to play Makkar Stranger and kill like 2 things. Plus draw a card, which seems, you know, kind of good realistically. And this attack is all going to go at us, I'm going to imagine, at least. Okay, we would say that we are pretty dead now. Let's unit within this just to make it a little bit bigger so it's able to block profitably. And then let's... Can we Distillation it though? I don't think we have an out here. And maybe we should have played into them being unable to kill Grodov Stranger. So we can play Acidonis, which blocks there, but we still take... So we just look at it. We've got to block here, and here. Like the freeboost thing, still stick 9. So yeah, that's us dead. Let's just go on to the next one. We'll just forget that Grodov Stranger thing ever happened. Okay, well, on the draw, and the hand could be good. It's got like a bunch of disruption in terms of like remove their first two things. Also, these get kind of good, the Defile and the Banish, when your opponent's playing Traver's Farm the same as you, because you get to kill like anything in their deck. But I think I will actually redraw here. Yes, it's kind of similar, like as a concept to the last one, but we do have the Nahid's Distillation, which will help us rip through our deck. Could very well just be playing into Unseen here, which I'm kind of fine with, really. We've got a Silence effect here, which is pretty good against the free drops. Outcast Elite, I think I might wait on. Maybe the attack into our 1-1. It's kind of free to hold this up because we also get to just like Defile a free drop instead, if they just don't attack here. Okay, are we going for the attack? Yeah. Let's bin this and we'll get Machinations. It should be pretty grindy effects later. Although actually, Snake Formation is probably what we want. Do you like Grodov's Burden? But yeah, it's a little bit more expensive. Let's try Snake Formation. We'll just kill this. And then on our next turn, we're just going to silence this. Gives us the option to trade if we really want to. Or we could double silence it later. Just knocking off the Aegis is also kind of fine anyway. And this can attack our opponent if they don't have a play, and let us play Ark of Sol if we do want to be ramping up into a 6 striking state formation. If opponent doesn't make any real plays, or might just Nahid's Distillation. Though I think realistically my plan might be just to try and silence this. Okay, well, Vara's Favour's fine. We will just silence this then, if that's the case. Also, these shades are good because it means that we can get to Distillation again. But this likely doesn't work out as well for our opponent as perhaps it looked like it did. Yep, let's just do this. If this is just a 2-1, it's not very exciting. And it doesn't kill it, but it makes it basically ineffective. Because a 2-1 doesn't really do anything against our deck. Like 2-1 no text is just not exciting. Also makes it a lot less exciting to try and bring it back with the Vara's Choice? I can't remember. The one that brings Unseen back at least. I'll see what we high roll. Double damage. Oh yeah, well guess what's getting stolen? Then I guess we're just going to pacify this. I guess we realistically could have done it the other way around, so our opponent just had a 2-1 because, well, so now avoid now. This would have lost the text, but we can get this back, and that could be kind of interesting. Just have an 8-3. Yeah, trade here just because it's bigger. And then on our turn, we get to Nahid's Distillation. Just try and hit that power drop. And if our opponent plays something that's just worth silencing, we'll just do that instead. Okay, well, let's just boost this a little bit. Paul's got some sort of fast effect here. Not sure what that could be. But we do have a good couple of turns set up for us because, you know, we're able to play Makkar Stranger next turn, assuming our opponent doesn't kill it, which, you know, they very likely can. We could get like double effect, but I think I might just go with the Strange Navigator into turn next turn. Just play 2 units out and then play an Emblem Makkar. Yeah, I like this. We could also rectify this, but I think I'm just going to play Navigator into Navigator. I think I'm not going to Decimate though, just so we've got more options on our next turn. But we'll hopefully be defiling something pretty soon. I really do like this as a spell. I like the things that care about costs. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm not sure what free drops on our opponent's deck now. I know they can like steal our power with the longbow if they really want to, but I'm not sure what free drops could be in the market these days. They're not going for the attack though, which is interesting. Oh, they are going for the attack, it's just giving me the option to continue. That was on my turn. Well, kind of fine with that. Okay, else is fine. I think there's no like fast speed Aegis. Like there's the 4-cost one from the last set. Maybe opponent's playing like the kill curses. Something rain. Chocolate rain? Who knows? I think it was kill and steal this. Opponent had enough? I mean it's not over for a while. We've not got up to 9 to be able to draw 5 off this, but yeah. Also Defile's got like another little synergy with the deck because it gives us things to strange Navigator back, but oh yes, this 3/3 Rectifier Shade. So, how do we want to do this turn? And I think we're just going to start with Strange Navigator. I really want to play Makkar Stranger on a turn where I can sort of get away with doing maybe 2 kills. We'll attack here. We'll go for the cultist play. Oh. This way, if we silence this, then on our next turn, if our opponent plays like weapon on this, plus second threat, then we're able to use Makkar Stranger plus Predator Instinct to kill 2 things. This just plays around them having a weapon that would make it big enough to trade, or like a I don't know, Finest Hour, whatever it is that the kids play these days. But if our opponent wants to trade, I'm happy with that. That's right. This is kind of a threat that I am willing to... Oh, yes. That I am willing to just do this too. This killer effect also plays around like if it's only 1 unit, then there shouldn't be isolating that deck. Yeah. Yeah, I was a little bit concerned about making the attack there just in case they had isolate. But yeah, Vanquish is fine. Vanquish costing 3 or secret, like... Oh, they killed my thing. I was wondering why like the effect was on their face. I was like, oh, what's going on there? Yeah, this probably seals it. Because our opponent's got like 1 draw step to... Ooh, could draw Navigator. Well, we're going to draw Makkar Stranger. Yeah, that's pretty much... Against creature decks, I like Makkar Stranger more than Grodov's just because it can kill 2 things with its killer effect, rather than just like drawing your cards, which is kind of the thing that matters, which is things that are in play. Okay, well, we're on the draw, but we've got like Fast Farm, turn 3, and we've also got double Makkar Stranger. Ooh, and Seek Power, so our power's perfect. Brilliant news. Depending on the matchup, so Justice again could be unseen. Okay, it's like Ricano, so probably. Armory of some variety. But this is going to help us out. It's going to make our strangers cost less. We've got it out really quick, so it's ahead of the hammer. That hammer being able to attack sites is actually really annoying. But here we are. So let's just play Traver's Farm. This also lets us double turn. Against straight Ricano as well, we don't have to be super concerned about any super nonsense. There's no harsh rules. There is harsh rule attached to a weapon with the vestige, but don't have to worry about that yet. So let us make this a stranger. Just because I'm planning on flooding the board a little bit here, I'm going to play Grodov Stranger, then Strange Navigator with nothing in our void rather. This lets us open to playing Crack the Earth, and next time we can play Eremot's Machinations. We'll just have Machinations if we need, but don't think we do. But also we're able to get Grodov's Burden, and we're going to be able... this is fine. This doesn't have ambush, it's just a fast spell. Yeah, that's fine. It's done its work. We're not going to get to draw to, but that's kind of fine at this point. I'm just going to grab the... Actually, Monolith is pretty sick as well, so it gives things charge. But I think I was just going to grab Grodov's Burden, because then when things do die, they'll just make things more better. Unit within now is 5, because it's going to make our strangers big boys. If we spike an undepleted power... Oh, I just spoke this. Yeah, go on then. Now we're up to 8. Well, we're up to 9. Which means that if this dies, then we're still open for an undepleted power to be able to Grodov's Burden away some huge weapon. But I honestly don't see that happening. It's like turn 6, no opponents. Oh no. And this costs 3? Yeah. Get him. Traver's Farm put some work in with like things that care about costs. Okay, well, we don't have a farm or anything, but we've got a bunch of interaction and we've got like a bit of a ramp, so if we rip a farm, we're in really great shape. If we draw Grodovs, we can't exactly play it straight away. Well, we could only play it super soon anyway, like turn 5 or something. But we've got Rectifier, which can attack and which can let us Ark of Sol. Yeah, we'll keep it. It's kind of an aggressive keep, it's a little bit painful. But we've got, you know, double removal spell, so if we're playing against like another Unseen deck, then we're in great shape. If we're playing against Armory, it's kind of a stinky hand because it's not aggressive enough, but I like this as a defensive hand. Also, Defiles are kind of nice against dragons because you get to steal their dragon, and if they tutored for it, it costs less, so you're able to Machinations it back. I think I was playing dragons and I used Dragon Forge to tutor a dragon, make it cost 1 less. I got Arcanus. My opponent defiled it, and then Emrot's Machinations it back and tripled a spell in the hand, and I was just logged off for the night. Just didn't play for like another day. Okay, so we are against Skyquake of some variety. I'm going to assume this is dragons. Dragons is probably not a great matchup, to be honest, because they've got a bunch of flying things and we've got a bunch of like dudes on the floor. But with the silence and the defiles, maybe we can get away with it. But it seems to be maybe I'm connection issues or something. A little bit slow there. Also, Makkar Stranger being a 4/3 is a bit of a liability against a deck that just deals damage in multiples of 3, because it just gets a trade with a Makkar Stranger, but we do get to draw a card off it. And if our opponent just taps out and we get to play this plus kill a spell, because kill 2 of their things. At that point, I'm feeling pretty happy. Yeah, but looks like they are just on the timeout train. Well, let's just play Magnificent Stranger. I'm happy about that. Not going to be decimating here. Generally do like to decimate a little bit later in the game. But right now I just want to kind of make this happen. And whilst we're kind of low on power, I do like just attacking with Magnificent Stranger in general. Well, Kozin is getting out of here. Hang on a minute. We got extra power from that. When he goes to Void. Oh, there's so many synergies in this deck. Like the deck builder that built this deck, I'm going to link them in the comments. They're just so next level. It's often I'll pick up their decks because they're generally quite good at deck building, and then I'll be playing it. I'll be like, oh, there's another thing that's good here. Like this is another thing that makes this good in the mirror because you get to kill cultists and make your high profit do more. Well, I'm actually going to need Distillation here because we've made something cost 2 less. We could potentially just like draw power plus thing and just play thing. Yeah, this is pretty ideal realistically. I'm going to play the power. It does put us up to 6. It's not the greatest, but I'm going to crack the earth here and just fetch like, I don't know, Grodov's Burden or something. We do have to be mindful actually. We can kill this anyway, so maybe we'll get rid of Defile now. We just go and fetch Striking Snake formation. But Grodov's Burden is good at just bouncing something. Yeah, I like this. Let's get Machinations. If our opponent manages to turn the game around, we're able to just like refuel. Oh, it's the Druid Defile anyway. Let's banish this. And now we can fix that influence that's been annoying me. There we go. Double time now, so... Also, whilst this is in place, it's a double ramp, so we're straight up to like 8. Which means that we can very likely either play something off our opponent's deck with Makkar Stranger, or if we draw something we're able to do, we should just be able to do it. So, let's Stranger it up. Insignia is not quite what we wanted, but... I can't take it. Let's just put this on the ground. If our opponent doesn't kill this for some bizarre reason, which I just don't envisage not happening. Yep, took 5. You're going to catch me twice. Opponent has forts. Maybe they're just thinking about using like a bunch of removal spells, I'm not sure, but we do get to load up pretty nicely with Eremot's Machinations. Yeah, opponent was probably dying there, because if they played blockers and not removal, then our Stranger gets to kill them. Anyway, onto the deck tech. Okay, so you might notice as well, we just managed to hit top 50s with this deck. We went 4-1. Like, there's a lot of room to move in like Expedition top 100 with this kind of deck. I do really like it. So I'm going to give a shout out to the deck list, the deck creator. Actually going to find their list. Cut to like in a couple of minutes. Okay, so it's this deck builder here, like just all the A's, like maybe just having a, I don't know, great time. But I've had a look at a few of their decks and just being a really big fan of how they've been built together. The only thing I didn't like about this one in the end was Etched Monolith, but that's because I was used to playing this in Throne, and in that place you play the Xenan site, the Xenan Temple. But this deck's pretty sweet, and this deck builder, keep an eye on them. They're going to win a tournament at some point. If they've not already, to be honest. I haven't been paying that much attention. But yeah, the deck's sweet. I really like a lot of what it's got going in with it. We didn't get to see the Stranger's Mirror, but this has a lot of tools to be able to just like overpower the Stranger's Mirror. And like things like Magnificent Stranger, just making things cost less, just making them much better off like Strange Navigator, because it makes them cheaper, so you can actually do the draw plus refill turn, which is absolutely absurd. And I've really enjoyed in the mirror just being able to draw many more cards than the opponent with things like Distillation, like reduced cost Distillation to the point where it costs like 0 just to draw free. It's just fantastic. But yeah, it's deck sweet. Don't expect Grodov Stranger to not give you a dust refund in the next couple of weeks, because that's probably what's going to be happening. Honestly, I like the card. It's not the most tedious time card that we've had. Not like the Pride Leader. That is the most tedious time card ever printed. But it is a bit much in some matchups where you can just turbo this out, and it's both a ramp payoff and like a ramp enabler, and it rips through your deck to be able to keep drawing your gas. Whereas like normally if you just like turbo power something out, like you don't really get any value. but this has got like a permanent power ramp, which is kind of, eventually it will just like thin your deck to the point where there's like 5 power left. Just really improve your draw quality. Generally, I'm not someone who would believe in deck thinning because it's not a thing that matters. It's like reducing 1 card out of 61 that's left just doesn't matter. But with Grodov Stranger, it's very easy. You can just like rip 10 power out of your deck and you've just got say like crests or whatever left. And that is actually really effective, especially because you keep looping your deck back in, so you're just like making the threat density of your deck just much more potent, especially if you're just like stealing stuff that's good. One thing that you do probably want to be watching out for is there is a card where you get to steal. Dark Trail. This is a card that should probably be seeing more play, especially maybe in like the Stranger Mirror, where you're just able to steal their Stranger, get the attack trigger off it, and then put it in your Void, so you get to shuffle it back in later. This card is probably going to see some play pretty soon. Anyway, thanks for watching. I've been That Resolves. Glad to be back at it making content. I've taken a couple of days off because I'm now working from home, which means I just wanted to sort of get everything set up. So the office is now very different. As you can see, I've now got like an actual comfy chair rather than like my old office one. And oh my days, this is Secret Labs. A friend of mine helped me acquire this, and oh yes, this is fantastic for the old back. Anyway, have a great day. Please wash your hands and stay safe. See you around.